Ooh, ooh, ooh. Hi, Nikki. I'm Acadia. Woo. See, I wish I could play some music, but I don't. I really don't want to risk being in any contention with Instagram and them blocking me. Hey, y'all. Hello. Hey, Lady Christy. Alrighty. CDD. Alright. So I'ma just give, what time is it? 7:01. So I'm gonna give another minute, see who else will come on, and we will just kick off our little chit chat. Hi. Hello. All right. Alrighty, so I'm not gonna be here for very long because it's a chit chat. It's not a full live or anything, but I want to use the time now to just, I think it's 7:02, so I mean, anyone coming in, go and join shortly, right? So, hello everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining Women Grow Global Chit Chat with me. We're just here to chat a little bit and to catch up. I want to know how you've been doing so far. Hey, Lady Petal. Hey, Lady Elaine. Just how you've been doing so far. I know for those who are joining for the first time and you may have missed the first live, if you want to know more about this movement, then you can go to the website womengrowja.com, and there will be a host of things for you to learn about what Women Grow Global is about. And then for those who missed out on the Zoom, thank you for all those who joined. I think it was about 26 or 27 persons who came on the Zoom. And we discussed the evolving woman, right? And we spoke about growth mindset. We spoke about self-awareness. We spoke about associations. Yeah, because guess what? We only have yay time left in 2021 to get a lot of stuff right. So we ensure we're not repeating mistakes in 2022 and we're being much more productive. Hey, Andrea. Hey, Sassy Annie. All right, so thanks for joining. How are you doing? And talk to me a little bit now. I can see what happened. You know, how are you? How's your Sunday been? How are you? Talk to me. How are you doing? Y'all can hear me well, right? Just let me know so they can hear me because I don't see anybody responding back. So I want to know, can you hear me clearly? And are we good? Hey, all right. You're doing awesome. Hey, Lady Christy, you always awesome, you know. All right, cool. All right, so glad that I can't hear me and things. So this was really just me catching up with you. And then it's a Sunday. And this is going to be real brief. So on a Sunday, I generally use the time to plan ahead for the next week. Do you have a Sunday routine that, really gets you in the groove of your next week, or no? So that's why I decided to do a little live to talk to you about planning your week, instead of just allowing your week or your days to happen to you. Because if you sit down and you plan out your week properly, then you find that you are a much more productive individual. There's a quote I love. I think it's Brian Tracy that said it. He's a motivational speaker and an author. And it says, every minute you spend in planning saves 10 minutes in execution. This gives you 1,000% return on your energy. All right, so it is important to plan your week ahead and not just make tomorrow happen to you and Tuesday happen to you and you're just going along with that wave. If you plan to be productive, if you plan to be very intentional about where you are going, if you plan to be a woman growing globally or a woman evolving, then there are some things that you must do. And I'm not going into a long thing. It's not a Zoom session. We'll talk about that more at the end. All right, so I wanted to talk to you about planning. So on a Sunday evening, what I generally do is I get my book and my pen and I plan out for the week. Now, it doesn't matter what industry you're in, whether you work for yourself or you have your 9 to 5, you still have goals or things that you want to get done during the week that you must make a note of. And I start off by putting up the things that are, the most needle moving things, the things that at the end of the day or the week, I will feel more accomplished, right? So not the little things, right? But the bigger things, I write them out and then I put the smaller things underneath that. So the priorities for the week, the focus for the week, you know what they are. So it doesn't matter what field. So if it is a shop, if it's clothes you're selling, right, you must know, say, all right, so this week, whether or not you need to do any ordering, you need to do any inventory, you need to break down your sales target for the week, whatever it is, you need to ensure that you are planning your week ahead of time and you are putting down the needle moving goals, because those are important. So when you write out what you want to get done for the week, the next step is to break that down daily. Because, sometimes it can be overwhelming seeing a plan for the whole year or the whole quarter or the whole month, which is why it's always good to break down the goals. After you create the big picture, it's always good to break it down now into smaller digestible bits that you can now say, all right, I can use this, I can plan on this look more achievable, So break down your goals. First, as I tell you, you're prioritizing your week, right? And you are writing the needle moving goals down. You are setting sub goals that will help you to achieve these daily. So if your big thing is to get all your reports done, or if your big thing is to make $100,000 at the end of the week, how do you plan to get there? Break it down daily. Is it that you need to sell 2 shots and 5 rock per day? You get what I'm trying to say? Or is it that you need to set aside this time? One of the other things that you need to do is manage your time. Manage your time by allotting time to each task. So when you think about your day, let's just say you assign 8 hours a day to work, right? Reasonable, 8 hours. Well, I don't know if all of you do that, but anyway. If you have your full day, then what you need to do now is, what you need to do now is assign the time. So whatever you have to do, let's just say you need to go to the bank, or you need to finish this report, or you need to return this call. You need to allot times to these things, because if you're really not careful, you will go over the time because you never manage your time well. And time management is really important. Being conscious of your time and aware of how much time you're taking. Because the thing is, you might spend your time doing something that only affect 20% of your productivity. You understand what I'm trying to say? May I make sense too? No, talk back to me now. Right? So you want to make sure that you are being productive at the end of the day. So you put times to your tasks, right? So try and think about that. No matter, try and make it, personalize it. So whatever I'm saying, you all know which field you are in, where you work, whatsoever. So you need to say, all right, cool. All right. So I'm in this field. I know what I have to do tomorrow. I need to assign this amount of time to the task that I have to get completed for tomorrow. So you guys with me so far? So we're planning for our week. We're breaking down our sub goals for the day to make it more digestible. And then thirdly, now we are managing our time. We are allotting time to the tasks that we have to do each day so that they are more manageable, right? Good. One of the other things that you should do is you have some things called productivity eaters. And that's minimizing your distractions. That's one of them. So one of the things you have to do when you're planning out your day is ensure that you minimize your distractions as much as possible. That might mean muting a cell phone. It might mean muting Instagram notifications. It might mean muting Facebook notifications. But then you might be in a social media driven world. Let's just say your business is on Instagram or your business is on social media, and you have to track that, so you provide quick responses, so you know you're maintaining your customer retention and stuff like that. Then your distraction might come in a different form. It might be that you have one show you watch, or you have somebody that you call that you spend too much time on the phone with them. So you should know how to assess your day and to not allow the distractions to be greater than they should be, or try to eliminate them. Another thing that you have to do is to learn, another productivity eater is managing interruptions. And it doesn't have to mean that, all right, in a 9 to 5, it might mean that the person then probably comes sit down with you during the day that's taking up some of your time, that you need to manage that time properly, right? Or if you're working from home, it might mean that you need to probably sit down with your kids from Sunday evening and say, hey, please remember that I have a work day tomorrow, even though I locked up in the room or in the living room, it's work. So please don't treat it like I am not working, you know, stuff like that. Or the phone calls, because sometimes it's our own family members that don't really appreciate the fact that we work. They think we're available all the time when we're really not. So you have to think about these things, right? So recapping, OG this is my co-workers. All right, so I'm happy that the information that I'm sharing, it's relatable. So just to backtrack for those join late, we are talking about planning our week ahead. It's a Sunday. I generally plan my week ahead, and I'm just giving you some tips to help you to plan your week ahead. And of course, we spoke about, I just wrote down a few little things. We spoke about planning your week ahead, breaking it down daily so it's more digestible. We spoke about putting down the needle moving goals first, attacking those big ones first, because at the end of the day, even daily, if you put down the one that you probably have 5 things to do, you know, but probably if you get 2 done, you really move the needle, you know. So that is why you have to make it clear what you're doing, and don't allow the day to happen to you or the week to happen to you, right? And then we talk about managing time by allotting times to the tasks that you have to do. Whether I saw somebody write down going to the bank, whether it's going to the bank, whether it's whatever it is that you have to do each day, allot times to it, right? And then we spoke about the productivity eaters, which is minimizing the distractions and the managing your interruptions. Whether or not you know where your interruptions come from, you need to know how to manage them properly. All right. Another thing that is important in being productive is taking breaks. Who agree with me? You have to take breaks. But guess what? Some of we break now have no end. We don't know how to manage our time. We're not so disciplined. So we tell ourselves we're taking a 5-minute break. We end up in a 45 minutes. Right? So we have to be much more careful about that. So try and ensure that you are managing your breaks, right? So what I tend to do, all right, so I put everything in my phone, all right? And you can try this too. What I do is I put break time in my phone. I program, probably, let's just say I program 3 break time, because I know I'm a workaholic. I will work. So I have to put that time in to ensure that I'm not running down my meter either, because you're not very productive if you're low on gas as a person. You get what I'm trying to say? So I program those things in my phone. One of the other things that you can do is you can set reminders for other stuff. Let's just say you are not the most disciplined person. You have to talk your truth, you know. You are not the most disciplined person. You are easily distracted. You easily feel, you know, down or discouraged. Sometimes you can set some reminders in your phone to sit down on a Sunday, set them down. Say, continue. You go, girl. You've got this. Put some reminders in your phone to pump you up. Now, motivation, it wears off after a bit, which is why you're setting the reminders, which is why motivation is different from inspiration. One lasts longer. We'll get into that at another time, right? But you can set these little reminders for yourself to keep you going, especially in a tough times. Because sometimes I know when I'm going to have a tough week. I know based on the time of the month it is that there is a lot that is required of me. And if I don't try to manage all of these things, manage my time, manage my break, setting little something does keep me going, I can wear down because guess what? A lot of things doing on the table, right? Cool. Another thing to do is to evaluate your performance. So each evening I have a time where my phone alarms and it tells me to plan again for my next day. So even though I use Sunday and I plan out the week and I plan out my day, there are times based on what you got done in Monday, you have to do little tweaks to Tuesday. You get what I'm trying to say? And so what you do is you use that time now and you go in and you tweak and you evaluate Monday's performance. You evaluate the day. How did you do against the plan that you had set out? Right? And if you can't be true to yourself, who's going to be true to you? At the end of the day, I don't know about you, but I'm not fulfilled. I'm not satisfied with myself if at the end of the day I don't feel like I did all that I should do. So I'm the kind of person that will beat up on myself like that. I'm not sure if you have those little things that you set for yourself as well. And so putting these little parameters in I create systems to work for me. And that's, if you're not very disciplined or if you want to get there, you have to put some things in that can work for you. And that's what I have done. I've created systems in all areas of my life that helps me to make it easier. Because at the end of the day, if you don't create that, then it's not going to be easy for you. All right. You have to evaluate your performance, look at how you did, see what you need to do better the next day. So if the first day you realize that, all right, my friend did come sit down with me and chat, Lady Christian, not talking about your co-workers. Or if you spend a little bit too much time on the phone or you go on Instagram and some old and you never come off, then be more conscious of it going into the week now, the things that you need to shed. Because remember now, you know, if you're putting up systems like this, then what you're doing is you start creating the habits that you need to create and you're breaking the ones that need to break. You get what I'm saying? And so it can only work if you create some form of consistency to the thing, right? So you can repeat the successful things and you can break the ones that don't work. Cool? See? That was it. It's a Sunday and I wanted to just give you a pump start for your week. To plan out the week, I'm having a Zoom session on August 23rd at 7 p.m. And remember, it's subscribers only. So you need to go to the website, womengrowja.com, to subscribe. The topic of that Zoom session will be planning and productivity. And so we'll go into some of these things and go a little bit deeper. So I welcome you to join with me as we take, this path together for greatness. And we are evolving as women. We're women growing globally. Thank you so much for joining in. Wow, good. Love you.